Welcome, everybody. Did Macho forget the first part of the starting soon screen? Welcome to the Battlebots pregame show. We have a very special guest, the defending and undisputed bracket champion, Sleepy Project. She will be on later. Who watched Battlebots last week? It was a fucking joke, a disaster, if you will, a jabroni paradise. It was awful. Kristen, you know what? Macho's gonna switch things up a little bit. You know,
ooh, I love that.
Instead of doing a recap of last week, how about we don't do that at all? Because quite frankly,
I'm fine with that because it was bad.
Quite frankly, Macho likes his fans too much. He likes Kristen too much. He likes Sleepy too much to put them through the Chinese water torture that was the episode last week. And you know what? Macho's gonna get a little closer. Macho's gonna get a little closer. He is going to explain to you how last Thursday was the lowest point in Battlebots history. Yeah, lower than Bronco missing the flip on Tombstone. Lower than a box of nets being used as a weapon. Lower than Hydra not firing its weapon a single time and pushing Huge around the box with a cattle prod. Lower than Beta winning a fight after not firing its hammer a single goddamn time. Lower than Witch Doctor getting unstuck off the wall. Lower than Tom Brady's fortune after investing in FTX. Lower than the amount of playtesting Bethesda did on Fallout 76. Lower than the medic score of Velma. Oh, Macho was so upset that the words are having a hard time coming out of his muscular, huge mouth. You want Macho to explain to you how bad it was, you sick, gross masochist? Are you sure you want to go through that? Well, turn the volume down because Macho's only going to get louder and more upset. Let's start with Emulsifier and Malice. Emulsifier came out and absolutely dumpstered Malice. Malice was in pieces just like I-70 was when it's under construction every single summer. Then it gets stuck on the damn floor. How many times does a bot need to get stuck on the floor before something is done about it? This is the equivalent of Mike Tyson knocking out his opponent in the first 30 seconds of his match and then just walking out of the arena. You thought Macho was done? You thought that was it? Ooh. Let me tell you, it only gets worse. Overhaul and Star Child. This abomination beside me never has Macho seen a more inept bot design in his life. And Macho has seen a goddamn hamburger with a horizontal spinner in there. And it was just as bad as you expected. Star Child needs a lesson on physics. And you know what? He's gonna give it to you. Star Child, I want you to take your gross, slimy, jabroni, skinny finger and draw a circle on your desk. Take your finger and make a bigger circle at the same speed you made the smaller circle. Which one took longer to draw? Which one do you think will take longer for a weapon to swing around the length of the circle? Of course your bot worked when it was in the small bot leagues because the wheels were smaller. Seems like a pretty big oversight to me. Macho can't wrap his big, huge, always correct Macho brain around what in the Sam hell they were thinking. Now you're looking at Macho again, right? You're looking at him, and the thousands of people watching the Battlebots pregame show on Twitch, the best Battlebots content on Twitch you'll find, and you're thinking, Macho, my big buff VTuber, it simply cannot get worse than this. Oh boy, does Macho have a surprise for you. Actually, it should be a surprise at this point, because it does get worse. Let's go on to Shred It Bro and Horizon, which can basically be summarized as two brothers fighting. If both brothers' arms fell asleep and they were slinging around like pool noodles in a kiddie pool. Shred It Bro, how can you be worse than Pain Train? That's like Billy McFarland doing a fire festival too, but instead the island just doesn't exist and he drops people off in the middle of the ocean like they airdrop fish into the lakes and the mountains. Now, let's talk about the biggest, slimiest, scummiest jabroni in Battlebots history. Yes, even bigger than Hydra. Beta. Beta, listen here, you little pencil neck British jabroni. You think you're gonna pass this fast one over Macho, not gonna get by his keen eyes? You think that's gonna fly? You think you're gonna pass this by my viewers, my Discord? It may work on the Battlebots jabroni judges or the Battlebot boomers on Twitter, but it won't work on me. Beta came in with a hammer so small that it could be a bookmark. Macho thought they were fucking with us. I thought this was a placeholder. Surely they're gonna put in their real hammer. Surely they are going to. But no, you need a magnifying glass to see this son of a bitch. A hammer so small and weak that it can hit a Chicago deep dish style pizza and the hammer would get bent and the deep dish pizza would be completely fine. Macho was in shock. He was in shock as Beta lined up against Kraken with this hammer. Very obviously, Beta was trying to lose this match. How on God's green earth can you say that Beta won this fight that it was trying to lose? Yes, it did break Kraken's weapon. But Kraken's weapon also turned that hammer into a pretzel. I could put a laser pointer on Kraken and let my fucking cats attack it, and they would do more damage than Beta's hammer. Macho has no idea what you were thinking. No idea. After getting so much trouble for not firing your weapon for the entire season. You even won a goddamn fight not firing your weapon a single time. And you come back years after this, years after the rules changes, so that doesn't happen. And you come out with this, starting your third string quarterback, when you have the first stringer and second stringers ready to go. You said, fuck it. Let's put in the third stringers. I don't give a shit. What are they scared of? Their hammer is gonna get damaged? Are they scared their Battlebots gonna get damaged in a fight? Have they, in Battlebots, have they watched the show before? Do you think NASCAR teams show up to a race and go, oh, don't use the tires we brought. We don't want to wear them down. Instead, use the tires off my 1970s Ford Pinto. You know what? Macho doesn't like that comparison. At least the Pinto was entertaining for the sheer fact of it being the most unsafe car in existence. When it gets hit in the rear, the gas tank explodes into a fiery explosion. That's more entertaining than watching Beta come out with its mid-ass hammer and deliberately flick all of us off. Beta, listen here, and listen good. You're in Macho's scope. A scope for jabronis, a scope that is getting pushed to the maximum capacity as half of these teams are goddamn jabronis in this field. Macho loves Battlebots with all of his cold, dark, black, soulless heart. But if it is like this any longer, what is the point? Macho cannot fathom people that are watching this fight and saying that Beta won. Were they 3 miles from the TV and watching it with binoculars? How could they not see that Beta was trying to lose this fight? Then why are they there? Do they care? Macho will be amazed if it could get any worse than it was last week. Quoting the legendary Jeremy Clarkson, how hard can it be? How hard can it be to make an episode worse? I guess we'll find out tonight.
Get you some water. You let it all out. I'm gonna giggle with chat. I'm pretty sure we all have to be in agreement with Macho though. Like if you were here last week, I had like secondhand embarrassment because invited you guys to watch this episode and it was fucking atrocious. Just like no entertainment, all anger. I want to say we can only go up from here, but it's Battlebots, so we just don't know. So just go on this ride with us. You guys are the real G's for sticking with us.
Someone is here to lift up our spirits. Here we have, I'll do the introduction for you, Sleepy. How about that?
Okay.
Here we have the two-time defending, undisputed Macho Battlebots bracket champion, Sleepy. Sleepy, how are you doing?
I'm good. I just ate my dinner. I got my physically written notes in front of me.
We got a Battlebots episode to talk about, don't we? And
We do.
let's just get right into it. The first fight, we got Minotaur over by Macho. We got the newly redesigned 1-0 free shipping over by Kristen. Kristen, who do you think's gonna win this match and why? We'll go Kristen, Sleepy, and then we'll wrap it up with me, Macho.
Free shipping, they're looking a lot more impressive this year, so I'm kind of nervous for this matchup because they're looking fresh. I do think this is going to be a good match. Knocking on wood as we speak. I hope you heard that. I hope this entertains us and doesn't disappoint us. We see Minotaur sent to the sky. Will free shipping explode into flames? Will both of the bots immediately hit the wall and break? Literally anything is possible here. We don't fucking know anymore. So for what it's worth, I am picking Minotaur because I love them.
I don't like Minotaur because they beat up Tantrum. So I'm voting for free shipping, and I hope Minotaur explodes into a bunch of bits.
Oh my god, that's so... You can't say that on here, Sleepy. This is a family show. It's too
Explode
violent.
your bot now!
We love the new redesign of free shipping, right? It is a force to be reckoned with, if you will. But will it be enough to take down the almighty judgment of the Brazilians in Minotaur? Macho does not think so. While free shipping does pack a punch now with solid driving from the mullet connoisseur, Gary Jin, Macho does not see that being enough to take down the Brazilians. Minotaur is one of the odds-on favorites this year, and we will see what it's made of tonight. It already dumpstered our friend Tantrum. While this fight will be close, Minotaur is such a beast. It will take something bonkers to happen for it not to get a victory here. Which, after last week, may be possible. Who knows? Minotaur is a beast, and I think it will take the victory. But free shipping is no longer an easy victory anymore. It will be an interesting fight. We have our next fight. Our sweet little boy, Ribot over here, in Claw Viper, who had an impressive showing last week. Kristen, who do you think's gonna win this one, and why?
I won't lie. After seeing Claw Viper last match, I'm genuinely nervous for our little froggy boy. Team Ribot, if you're listening, you guys better have gotten your 8 hours of sleep, a hearty breakfast, and a whole lot of caffeine, because you need to be on your A game for this fight. Basically, you can't make any mistakes. But as long as Ribot comes out of the gates swinging, just box rushes somehow Claw Viper and hits him, weapon stays spinning, I think they'll be good. I'm sticking with our froggy boy. Love him. Wish him luck in this fight.
I gotta vote for Ribot. He's so cute. I believe in the little frog. I know his face is gonna get torn off, but I think he can still fight. They really need to make that face it makes me so sad. I know it's just like paper. They need to make it stop.
Intentionally. We just rip our hearts out.
I hate it.
It's tough to watch. Claw Viper is really close to getting removed off the jabroni list, which is getting longer every single episode for Macho because the jabronis keep piling up one by one. Claw Viper has put in work to improve its technique, and it was tired of being a jobber for its whole career. Now, Claw Viper likes to use its speed as its weapon, but honestly, Macho is not sure that will work against Ribot, because Ribot is a fast little boy as well. As behind those soft, innocent eyes over there beats the heart of pure, unadulterated violence. That weapon takes no time at all to spin up, and one slip up from Claw Viper, and bam! It's all over. Now, to wrap this victory up for Ribot, I'm going to read something from my robot friend, Whisper VR, who is a Ribot superfan. Ribot, hallowed by thy name, may you bless us unworthy peons with the sight of your magnificent feats. Amen. Whisper, couldn't have said it better myself. Ribeye with a victory. Claw Viper will make this close, but Ribeye is such a powerful weapon, and they will probably go in with the vertical spinner with the forks, and yeah, I don't see this being as one-sided as Claw Viper's victory was last time. We have Sawblaze over by Macho and Lockjaw over by Kristen, both with victories in their last bouts. Kristen, take it away. I'm sure Kristen has a lot to say because Sawblaze dumpstered. Would you like to inform everyone?
Yeah, Sawblaze murdered my husband. I know that they say that Will Bales is married to like some girl that's like on his team that's really hot, but like it's actually me. Just kidding. I love them. But yeah, they killed Hypershock. Like it was bad. I was embarrassed. But Lockjaw, you know, they got their first good win this year, but I just don't know if their redesign is gonna hold up against how aggressive Sawblaze is. I mean, seriously, they just came out and beat the absolute shit out of Hypershock. And I don't know who's going to beat them this year. Sawblaze, I mean, they literally had to take both bots off together because Sawblaze was stuck in Hypershock. They had to like use lots of tools to get them apart. But anyways, it's going to be a good fight regardless. I think we're going to be kept on our toes, get excited. Both teams have really good drivers, but I think that Sawblaze is going to have the edge with their superior weaponry and aggression. So even though I'm mad at them, I am picking them to win.
I want to say something. Looks like a dad and a son. We got like two vertical spinners. They're both green and black. But yeah, I'm thinking Sawblaze.
The dad.
Sawblaze is the dad. Look how is tall. I gotta go Sawblaze too. Yeah, it's just the aggression. That spinner. I don't know. I think we might see some parts being pulled out.
Macho thinks this is the most interesting fight on the card, as both of these bots are coming in red hot. Sawblaze looking like one of the odds-on favorites to take on the giant nut. And Lockjaw came off a convincing trouncing of the jabroni Malice. You will always want to get around the sides of Sawblaze to get to those tires that you can see behind me. But that is easier said than done. As you can see, Sawblaze is a wide boy. Jameson Go is a phenomenal driver and an expert of the wide boy stance of Sawblaze, which will always make it hard to get around the nose, because Jameson will always keep that nose pointed square. It often takes a mistake from Sawblaze to open up an opportunity for his opponent. Now, if there is anyone to capitalize on a mistake, it is Donald Hudson of Lockjaw, as he will always be one of the best drivers in the field. We saw Sawblaze absolutely trounce Hypershock in the opening match. While Macho does not see it being that one-sided, as Lockjaw is completely capable of driving upside down, Macho does think it is going to be Sawblaze with the victory here, as going off of its first fight was just way too impressive for me to go against him. There's just too much there. It was a trouncing. I would be hard-pressed to go against Sawblaze as we see him right now. He is on fire. And yes, with a couple of big-name bots not in here anymore, like Uppercut, stuff like that, stuff that Sawblaze often loses to, a lot of Sawblaze's bad matchups aren't around anymore. So Sawblaze for sure is one of my favorites to win it all, as quite frankly, Macho doesn't really see that many bots that could beat it, right? Maybe just a couple. So Sawblaze out here to prove itself even more and get a strong 2-0 record. We have the strangest matchup, Huge versus Blip. Kristen, why don't you tell us what's going to happen in this fight? Because I have no idea.
Yeah, I don't know. I feel like the odds are stacked in Huge's favor here, like a little. I don't know. Maybe not. Like the more I think about it, but I don't know. Did see like a picture, not even a video from this match, and Huge is in the air. So either he flips himself or maybe Blip does it. We don't know. But they're looking for redemption. They unfortunately lost their last match. And then Huge is hungry to keep their win streak alive because it's been a while since they've had a win streak. So they're wanting to get this win too. So both bots are, I think, going to be pretty aggressive tonight. I don't know. Like, I will be super impressed if Blip manages to like maneuver properly around Huge and how it just moves and flip them a couple times. But regardless, I do think we will be entertained again. I think this week is promising. Since nothing actually matters in Battlebots, you know, because all of our hope has been burnt out. Sorry, we're dark this week. I'm picking Blip just because I love him and nothing matters. So I'm gonna choose happiness.
I like Blip. He's got a cute face with big baby eyes. He's like a negative tantrum. Like Tantrum's like angry cute eyes. Blip is like happy cute eyes. But also, I don't know, the way the small like little design, like the slope and stuff, I feel like it's gonna be hard for Huge to maneuver, you know. But I always feel like this way about Huge. I don't know. It's a silly bot. I feel like they're gonna have a hard time maneuvering and getting to Blip.
As we know, Macho does in fact know everything, and he can see into the future and predict Battlebots matches correctly. Except for this match, Macho has no fucking idea what's going to happen in this one. We have seen Huge go against Flippers, and is a very bad matchup for Flippers. We saw him take on Bronco in a very weird match, and we saw him take on that one. Kristen, you're gonna have to remind me. What was that one Flipper bot that came in with that like huge cattle prod weapon and was just like pushing him around the box?
Yeah,
and it was
like,
awful.
Was just
it didn't fire weapon a single time. Its name was. It doesn't matter what that name is. Will Blip come out with a cattle prod like that other Flipper bot? Macho doubts that, as there isn't enough room on his jabroni list to put him on there. If he does, Macho hates to go against our sweet little boy Tantrum. But Macho just doesn't see from a matchup perspective how Blip is going to pull this off. Huge is too huge to flip, and Huge is going to smother a little boy, and it's going to get hit in the face with that big horizontal bar, and it's going to be ugly, and we're all going to have to close our eyes, and we're all going to have a little cry about it, but we will recover from it. I'm sorry. I have to say it. Just prepare yourself now so you won't be disappointed later. It might get ugly. I'm sorry.
I don't think Macho's very excited about this upcoming fight.
Oh, Kristen, I think... What happened to my picture of Fusion?
Weird.
It's weird. It's almost like it caught on fire. Kristen, who do you think is going to win this match between the jabroni of Fusion and arguably the bigger jabroni of Witch Doctor?
This is the battle of the jabronis, if you will. But I'm willing to bet lots of things, maybe money, that Fusion will end on fire or smoking in this match. It's statistics show. Whether that will be enough to give Witch Doctor the win, though, fucking knows. Because the judges all need cataract surgery or something because they are blind. It's just, I have like very low hopes for this match, and I am prepared to be angry with the outcome regardless. I just, yeah, that's how I feel about it. But I am going to go with Witch Doctor here just because I don't think I will handle Fusion getting another win. Well, especially if he's on fire. Like, I may flip my computer. What the fuck? So, yeah, prepare yourselves to be angry this match, I think.
Obviously, you're talking about, Fusion catch on fire stuff, but Witch Doctor just has more proven experience, more wins and stuff,
How many giant nuts does Witch Doctor have?
Does Fusion have a nut?
That's a good point.
Oh.
Fusion has fire. As you can see, Macho's going to bring something up. This is what Macho calls the jabroni list, right? As you can see, we have Hydra at the top. We have Beta in a very close second. We have Witch Doctor, Captain Shredderator, Fusion, Malice, everything from last week's episode, and Gruff. As you can see from this list, this is in fact a battle of two jabronis. Who will win this battle of jabroniness? Well, the biggest jabroni. That's easy. How many times will watchers say jabroni? Put up the jabroni counter. He's already at 6. Help me keep track, chat. Fusion is coming off a win that will go down in jabroni history, as his jabroni ass thought he could fix the fire problem with fighting with sheer unhinged jabroni engineering. Well, like a typical jabroni, it failed him as he caught fire again, but somehow that means that he still won the damn match because he got help from the biggest jabronis, the Battlebots Judge Bronies. You guys keep it coming, because Macho's at 10, counting Judge Bronies. Now he's at 11. Now the next jabroni, Witch Doctor, who actually got its doctrine in jabroni therapy at the Jabroni State University at Jabroniville on Jabroni Avenue. It is pretty high on the jabroni list, as last year it got removed from the wall at the order of the Jabroni Battlebots gods to get to the Final Four. Now the real question is, who will win the Battle of the Jabroni? Will the person who wins become a bigger jabroni or a smaller jabroni? That won't matter, because for the first time in jabroni history, in Battlebots history, Macho is predicting a double loss. Somehow the Battlebots Judge Bronies will make something up that will make Macho happy and have both of these jabronis lose, because in the real world, when two jabronis fight, nobody wins. We got Double Tap over by Macho, which I pray to God doesn't have this weapon on, and Doomba over by Kristen.
I mean, okay, I don't want to say that it's not going to be like last week, because I can't guarantee that, but I feel like it will be a little bit better based on my research. I had to look up these two bots because they both just look ridiculous, and I don't mean that in a good way. From what I've gathered, Doomba has like a little horizontal spinner that's like close to the floor, so that could get caught on the floor, who knows. And it's literally controlled like the heart of the bot is a 2003 Roomba. And the chainsaw on top has a flamethrower. Like flame comes out of the chainsaw. Saw a few clips of them. They did not look great. They did not look great. I can't see them driving effectively or causing damage. But Double Tap is also wonky. He has this crazy horizontal bar on top that it like expands as it spins up. Watching a couple test runs of their weapon, that bitch spins fast. It could cause damage, but I didn't see it driving while spinning. Again, that was a bad thing last time. So I just don't know, but I'm going to pick Double Tap because I know their weapon can at least spin really freaking fast.
It's funny to hear that last week you had two new bots fight against each other and it just ended up being a disaster, because I looked at this matchup. And first I saw that Doomba was originally supposed to go against Rusty, and I was like, oh no. I see something happened with Rusty, so they had to switch him out for Double Tap, which is also a new bot, and I was just like, uh-oh. I'm scared we're gonna have another babies throwing blocks situation. But I mean, between the two of them, I feel like Double Tap is one that can do some damage. I'm not really sure what's going on with Doomba. I just saw he was up against Rusty, and I was like, oh, they wanted to give Rusty a win. Oh, poor thing.
Two new bots fighting makes Macho incredibly nervous, as last week's two new bot matchup was basically nightmare fuel. It keeps me up at night. Macho wakes up in a cold sweat. He has to change the sheets because they're all sweaty. It's bad. Macho. It's been a rough week for Macho. That being said, I have no clue how Double Tap's weapon works. That it looks crazy. The video I saw was borderline scary. Anytime I see a horizontal spinner like that you can tilt the spinner. I think you can tilt it forward and backwards. That shit makes me nervous, because then that will throw the bot out of balance, and who the fuck knows what's gonna happen. But as Kristen said, that bitch can spin fast, and it was using a different weapon. This weapon, I don't understand it. And with this like double sight thing, it looks like that would just instantly break. I don't get it. But it looked a little different in the video that I saw. Watching that video, Macho's opinion changed. Because I think Doomba is going to be in a pile of parts on the arena. And it's going to be really sad. And it uses an electric chainsaw. And electric chainsaws are for jabronis. There we go. Alright, let's go on to the last fight. Riptide.
Not Ribot.
Over by Macho. And the awe-inspiring, macho-powered Mad Counter by Kristen. Kristen, who do you have winning in this one? There's clearly a correct decision here. Macho's going to put that out there.
So I'll keep it short so that Macho can tell us all. I am a little nervous for this match, but I still think that Mad Catter is going to win because he is here to entertain. He does not care if his bot gets beaten to hell. He is aggressive. We are with Martin Mason.
I may upset you, but I looked at Mad Catter and I was like, how did they manage to make it uglier than last season? It just gets uglier. I don't like the eyes. I don't like it. It makes me feel uncomfortable. I feel like I'm looking at a fungus. They don't look like eyes. I feel like I'm looking at a weird fungus that's gonna grow and like grow on me. On the looks category, I'm not feeling Mad Catter. Riptide is, but I don't. That egg beater design is it's a little strange. Supposedly it's even more powerful than before, so we'll see. Do you see what happens if Mad Catter gets flipped over? Do you see them little wheels it's got? Something's going on there, that's all I gotta say. I hope it gets flipped over. I want to see what happens.
Mad Catter is coming in with all the macho energy in the entire world, yeah! And it's aiming for the top of the Battlebots world, yeah! Now Riptide stands in his way. Riptide Mania! I'm looking at you, yeah. Mad Catter would rather die of exhaustion than die of starvation. Riptide, go on and on and on. I'm eyeing you, yeah. Thinking that you could top Mad Catter. There's no doubt about it. Mad Catter's the future of Battlebots, and there's nothing you can do about it, yeah. That's what it's gonna stay, and that's nothing you can do about it. Nothing. Macho everything. That's all that Macho does. He speaks in guarantees, not in promises. He speaks in guarantees. And Macho said guarantees that space is the place. And if Macho can reach into the sky and grab a shooting star, and he can transfer all that energy into Mad Catter and guarantee a Mad Catter victory. But that would be too much. Mad Catter, he doesn't need all of that energy. You know what Mad Catter's gonna do? He is going to instead send Riptide into the sky and get hit by that same shooting star that Macho was attempting to grab, yeah! And you know what? Riptide is gonna come crashing back down into the Battlebots in a heap of parts! And Mad Catter's gonna scoop him up and say, jabroni! And Mad Catter is going to win and come away with a 2-0 undefeated victory, yeah! Thank you all for coming for the Battlebots pregame show. We're gonna keep it moving. There's way more episodes. God help us all. Have a good night.
Bye.